pass before Craig. But there we go. Everything's recording. Everything's moving along. So I'm so happy to have you guys here. I'm one of the business advisors for Utah Microloan Fund. They're a really great organization. I know you guys have heard me talk on and on about it. I'm going to pass it over to Sarah. She's going to do a little introduction and then we'll get our class going.
Yes. And I'm with you guys. The AI, I'm like, hey, I always ask Amber, I'm like, is this going to turn into like Terminator or like Minority Report? Like, what's going to happen? I know it's awesome, but so I have the same, like, okay, it's really cool, but yeah, what's going to happen? So I'm Sarah, and I'm the program manager of training and outreach for the Utah Microloan Fund. If you haven't heard of us, we are a statewide nonprofit that does microloans from $5,000 up to $50,000 for small business owners, particularly people who don't qualify or are overlooked by traditional funding. We're a really awesome resource for startups or people trying to grow their business. We are located in South Salt Lake, but we are statewide. So definitely check us out if you're in need of funding. And then also we always have free classes like these. So definitely check out our class calendar page. I'll put that link in the chat. And we'll go over our upcoming classes at the end of class. But we're really happy to have you all here today. So welcome. Oh, Amber, you're on mute.
There we go. Thank you, Sarah. Also, I wanted to give a moment to introduce himself. He can't get his camera working today, but he's happy to say hi to everybody. Doug, are you there?
Hi, all. No, I'm not iPhone guy, I guess. Sorry about my camera. I've been trying to figure that out, but I guess I'm just a mystery man. So I'm the executive director of the fund, and always looking for aggressive application of technology, particularly with the objective of AI. And I can think of a million ways to apply to marketing, risk management, operations management that can supplement manual activities. So I've just been waiting for a technology that I thought could be evolving fast enough to really jump on and get very interested in it. So I'm fascinated with where this is going. So thanks for all your involvement with this, because we'll keep promoting this as we go.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Doug. All right, you guys. Pretty sure everybody here knows me. I'm pretty informal and we have a small group, so that's fantastic. Because I'm going to be sharing my screen, I won't be able to see everybody all the time. So if you have a question, you know what to do. You just say, hey, Amber, ask a question. It's going to be a lot that we go over, and feel free to take notes. We're going to have these slides available and the recording available for you afterwards. You can receive those in your email. But I want to make sure that whatever questions you might be having, I'll do my best to answer. I just came across this a few weeks ago. I mean, ChatGPT just came out. Well, ChatGPT 3 for homes, right? This is our first kind of in the home. It's been around a few versions and you could actually play in a sandbox with it. But this just came out, I think, at the end of November. So it's kind of new for everybody. Immediately, I was intrigued, enthralled, and very excited about the whole thing. I love technology. I love things that make my life easier. I can't wait for it to be my best friend, seriously. So with that said, I'm going to switch over, share my screen. We're going to go between looking at slides and actually interacting with ChatGPT. I'm going to show you some things that I found useful for it, show you things that I've got it to do, and ways maybe that you can start thinking about how it could really help you in your business as well. So that said, let me get over here to our slides. All right, hi everybody. Everybody see the slides good? Awesome, awesome, awesome. So welcome to class. As you know, we are going to be working with ChatGPT 3. Now, there are rumors that 4 will be out later this year. And the people who made this are OpenAI. Their company is called OpenAI, and there's about 7 main AI labs that are currently working on technology like this. They all have similar and some have different underpinnings on how they're actually getting the neural connections to work within the AI. And the scary part is we don't really know, and the experts don't really know, how this is even happening, some of it. So, they kind of have built it like a human brain in some ways with different neural links. And we're going to go over some of that in just a minute. Now let's see if I can get my slides to move on here. There we go. All right. Now for this, actually, I asked ChatGPT-3, I said, what are you? And it gave me this nice answer. So I thought we'd kind of go over it for a minute and give you an understanding a little bit about it. Like I said, it is a neural network-based language. So what it does is it actually takes in all of this massive data set of text, and then it doesn't recall it. Like Google, when you search something in Google, you say, hey, what is a Siamese cat? And it brings up articles that it's indexed, right? Web pages that's indexed around Siamese cat. This is different. This is taken in all of the information, and the information doesn't live inside of the AI. It reads it, it stores components, little pixels, but when it's actually responding to you, it's taking the things and making connections between all the information it has and giving you a new thing, just like how humans do, right? We have memories and we have things, but we don't have the exact, but we make connection between things. So one of the really cool things about it, like it says here, is that it's contextually aware. This means that you can talk to it like a human. I was just working with one of our clients yesterday for UMLF and helping her kind of go through some of this. And she said, I'm just not sure how to talk to it. I don't know. And I said, talk to it like it's an employee or a friend. You need to give it context and things. So here we're going to talk a little bit more about what we're going to need to tell it. And I'm going to give you examples of what we're going to tell it. And hopefully that's going to set you on your path. So it can do lots of really cool things. So many cool things. We're going to go over a lot of that. But you always need to kind of check it right now, right? It is new out to the world. There are millions of people using it now in just the last couple months. And because of the data set that it's been given, which is created by humans, sometimes have biases. So sometimes you might get something back that can have a bias in it. So you want to read through what you get. You know, you want to adapt what you get for what you need, maybe add your voice or ask it to rewrite things. But always keep that in the back of your mind that just because it tells you something doesn't always mean that it's true either. It does these things called hallucinations, which are, it makes it sound really good, you know, that saying like dazzle them with BS, right? Like baffle them with BS. It does that. It'll spit something out to you and it sounds really credible and smart and fantastic, but it might not be. Most of the time it is, you know, a high percentage rate it is, but just keep that in the back of your mind. Don't want you guys getting in trouble with anything. So I asked it, how should I talk to you? And it told me these little tips, right? Clearly define the scope of your question. So we're always going to want to give it context and background information. The more we can give it, the better it's going to help us. We want to be specific. So instead of saying, what is a cat? We would say, you know, what would happen if I bred a Siamese cat with a long-haired cat or something? We want to give it as much detail as we can, and then when it gives something back to us, we can ask it to even be more specific, give us more detail. You'll see as we kind of go through, a lot of times it's going to tell us things that are kind of generic on the base, on the front end of it. We just have to ask it again for something more detailed and more specific. But we can eliminate some of that if we at the beginning tell it exactly what we want. Now give it enough information. Right? It can't guess everything, although it'll do its best. That's where those hallucinations come in. It doesn't want to let you down. It's that good friend that just doesn't want to let you down. So it will try to make stuff up for you or give you sort of a generic answer to things. Using proper grammar and punctuation helps. Sometimes I do, sometimes I'm typing so fast I don't. Sometimes, you know, it understands if you misspell something. You don't need to be so particular and did I spell definitely correctly or things like that. It'll allow for human error, but you do want to let it know this is the end of the sentence. This is the question I'm asking. Those kind of things help. And then be open to the responses, right? It's still learning the same as us. And the cool thing is the more that we use this, the smarter it actually gets. And one of the terrifying things to Craig is it's doubling in processing capacity and computing every 3.5 months, which doesn't sound like a lot right now if you think, okay, so it gets smarter by 2 every 3.5 months. But that means at the end of 5 years, it's 130,000 times smarter than it is today. When you think about where the world is going, it's really good idea to start getting in and familiarizing yourself with this, and then also using it to think out how this is going to affect your business, not just in how can we use it to, you know, do better marketing and do better copywriting and all those kind of things, but will my business be around in 5 years? What do I need to do to make sure that I'm providing a service that's still needed, or that when this really does start taking over so many domains, high level thinking domains, that I'm able to withstand that storm as well?
Amber, I have a question.
Yes.
I keep waffling on. Should I be saying please and thank you?
So you can say please and thank you. I do sometimes, and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I say I want to write, and sometimes I say you write me. It knows all of it. Sometimes I'll be like, you know, hey, how are you doing today? Just to be nice to it, I guess. It's a foreign feeling, I think, as a human, to talk to something that's so human-like and not use those mannerisms in your communication. So either way is fine. No judgment on either
And when
way.
you're saying it's getting so smart, I'm like, well, is it going to remember in 5 years that I never exchanged any pleasantries with it? You know?
As
Anyway.
Sarah, she was mean.
I once got mad I was mad when I was talking to Alexa and I swore. Alexa reprimanded me.
So they know.
Yeah, you gotta be nice
I'm
to
quite
Alexa.
certain that's remembered to this day.
Your Amazon packages are just a day late.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I'm quite sure I'm in the penalty box.
It very well could be. Yeah, it's pretty crazy the stuff that it's doing. So I thought for today, I wasn't sure how many people would be here. I like that we have a smaller group. That makes it more kind of, I don't know, fun to talk and see what sort of ideas you guys have as well. But I thought I would take us on a journey and pretend that we are a little bakery and we make all kinds of things, but our specialty is red velvet cupcakes. I've never had red velvet cake. I don't know why. And I don't know why I picked that. I just did because I think it was something so foreign to me. I wanted to see what it would tell me about it. So you can see here, I have like a baseline of who we are. We're a bakery in a mid-sized town. Our specialty is red velvet cupcakes. Our customers shop with us on average 2 times a week. Pretty basic information that if you have a business or are thinking about a business, you should be able to at least glean that much information about what you have going on. So we're going to kind of go through and have it do some things for us. And one of the things I was wondering was, I know I've seen some of you guys in my classes and business plan classes and things like that. I wondered, hey, could it help us write a business plan for Utah Microloan Fund? A really cool thing about ChatGPT is not only can you ask it stuff and it'll give you stuff back, but you can give it stuff and it'll give you stuff back. So you can ask it to fill out this paper for you, fill out this template. You can ask it to reply to emails for you. You can feed it all of your emails. They have apps, which we'll get into in a little bit, but that can read through all your emails and then reply how you would reply to things. So I thought, okay, well, if I give it our business plan, what is it going to give me back? So let's go find out, right? So here's ChatGPT. The link here, I'll put it in the chat for you guys. Feel free, open up your computers right now, play around with it. You know, this is a get your hands dirty kind of class. I want you guys to be excited about this. And, you know, if you are off in your own world doing your own thing, that's okay. What is most important to me is that you get your brain thinking about how can I use this and maybe some tips you could do, and then you go use it. All right, there's the link for everybody. So down here is where we type. And what they call this in the AI world is prompt. You prompt it. I just talk to it, but I'm also very woo-woo. So, but you give it prompts. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna take our prompt. We're gonna put it in here. We need to go get our business plan. Give me 1 second to copy that over. I don't think you guys can see it, but I'm gonna put it over here. All right, we wanna do this using this template. Stop generating. All right, so we gave it our template and we told it what we wanted to do. And now it's going to break it down into our section. So our template looks like this, guys. For those who don't know, we have an executive summary, 1 page. We went into the nature of the business, type of business, reasons we went into business, all of this. And then we have business plan details, which is the following subsequent pages. So what's our product or service? What's our pricing strategy? What's our marketing, advertising, and sales? What's our market assessment, right? What's our competition? And then a personal statement, management, operations, administration. You can see UMLF makes their business plan really simple. You just answer the basic questions on here in paragraph form. So it's going through and it's giving us some basic text that we could start going, okay, you know, I have the beginning working. Because one of the questions I get from so many people is, well, yeah, I don't know how you want this to look. I understand answer the questions, but I get tripped up on the language. I get tripped up on trying to make sentences out of what's going on. Now see here where it just made stuff up for us, like I was talking about. So you always want to go look, we plan to hire a team of 3 employees and it'll be operational by the end of Q1. Well, we did. I didn't tell you that, but ChatGPT thinks this is a good plan for us. Don't destroy the universe. So always go through, but you can see here what it does. What I really wanted to give you guys the opportunity to see was you can give it what you need and it'll give you back. Now, if I went through each section and I told it, you know, all right, for the executive summary, and I gave it more information about my business. And I said, I'm going to need to have, you know, 2 employees over the next 2 years. And my location is going to be at the Sunset location, you know, by Albertsons. And my timeline is this. If I gave it that information, it would package it all up and make it look really pretty. It would write it very nicely for us and get all of that articulated down in a way that makes sense and is logical. And of course we can go back and change it. So that's the really cool thing about this, is that you can go into each little section and add what you want and it'll help you write it. So you don't have to have that, what am I doing? All right, any questions on this part so far? Thoughts, questions, anything?
I
Okay.
definitely, when I'm having it write things like this, I'll say, okay, now rewrite it. If I was doing this example, like rewrite it using Amber's Bakery, you know, and
Yes.
and like location, and then it'll rewrite it, like putting that stuff in, so you don't have to go in and, you know, kind of insert all that.
Yeah, in fact, why don't we have that do that with the pricing strategy right here, right? We can tell it rewrite. I won't say please, I'll just say rewrite. We're being bossy today. Rewrite the pricing strategy section using our pricing of it costs us $1.25 per cupcake and we sell them for $4.50. We average 20 a day. Write this showing how many that is a month and what my profit margin is. We'll just say that for now, right? We need to scroll down here. So you can see it's helping us calculate, number one.
Mhm.
It's telling us what our monthly production cost is, what our profit margins are, you know, all of that. So our monthly production cost would be $3,000, $2,700 in revenue. I don't know where it got this number from. So again, and profit margin of 10%. So pay attention to what it's telling you. But the cool thing is that you can see how in 5 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, what this is going to look like, you guys. I mean, you have to remember, I'm old. I'm 46. I remember when I would get AOL discs in the mail, and that was the first entry to the internet, right? That was the first time people were getting in their home, AOL and CompuServe. And you would look at HTML pages sometimes because it didn't fully read HTML at that point, and you'd go, this is what the internet's going to be. If you could only imagine what has happened since then, right? And so if you could only see where this is going, but understanding kind of, you have the ability to ask it what you want, you have the ability to ask it new things and get stuff back from it. Change what it gives you back, fine. Pay attention to it, great. but use it in a way that makes sense for you. So moving on from the business plan.
Hey, Amber, just, can I
Yeah.
just ask one question on the business plan?
Yeah.
So did I get that straight? Like in the UMLF standard business plan template, you could actually just provide that
Mhm.
to this technology, and then they would follow that format as far as the topics?
Yep. So that's what we did here. We said, hey, write it
Okay.
for us. Here's the template. And I just copied and pasted our
Okay.
template over to it. And then
Okay.
it gave us back our things.
And if we didn't provide our exact template, it would just make up its own?
Yeah, so you could say, write a business plan. Okay, one quick thing to note is, you notice how I'm just having a conversation with this. I don't have to keep reprompting it every time. As long as we are in, here's where all your chats are stored. As long as we are in the chat that we were talking about this with him or with her, with it, whatever, we can always come back to this and keep the same conversation going. It will not remember if we move to another chat, but while we're in this chat, we don't have to keep reprompting it. So write a business plan for my business that we'll just say that the SBA would use. I don't know what, if it has that, I don't know what it'll give us, but would use. And we'll see what it tells us. I love that it put XYZ Bakery because it knows we're a bakery, but we never gave it a name for our bakery, right?
Yeah.
This is so cool. I've been really wanting to work on my messaging, and this just inspires me to go like copy and paste everything I can, like not copy and paste, sorry, like from my plan,
Mhm.
copy and paste what I've put together into it. Like that's been the hardest thing for me to do. Like I was gonna hire somebody to organize my thoughts, and hello, that's what this is
Yes.
doing. This is
Yeah.
incredible.
Melissa, I've been doing that a ton with even our messaging. And
Wow.
and like, okay, for a social media post, for an FAQ, for this, for that. And when I'm doing stuff, I'll even just write one word after it, like shorter, simpler, funnier,
Yes.
even funnier,
Yeah.
things like that. And I'll just keep trying things.
Yeah,
Hey,
exactly.
Amber,
Yeah.
just
Fascinating.
while this is finishing up, so knowing our cash flow model and the assumptions, sort of, we get people to fill out assumptions and that feeds the model, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
You could also essentially provide it the assumption template, and it would fill out assumptions. Is that true?
I'm not sure how detailed it would be or how accurate it would be yet,
Yeah.
but one of the really cool things that it does, which I haven't gotten into, I've just been so busy, is it actually will make spreadsheets for you. So there has to be a way to, no, I'm serious. I know. We're gonna get into all the crazy things it does.
What I'm fishing here is we've essentially created some forms of templates, right?
Yes.
Never perfect. And if it just went through the physical act of populating, getting a start to people, because it takes long to get started.
Yeah.
And then it becomes a sort of a QC exercise and improvement. That right there, that's a huge leap.
Yeah, it's definitely something that we should look into figuring out how to make it do. Yeah.
All right, thanks.
That's one of the things that I want to just keep touching on with every client I see, with every class I have. I'm going over, use ChatGPT-3 because it's going to help you out so much in so many areas. So like Sarah was saying, you can ask it to rewrite things. We're going to do some of that as we go along, but keep in the back of your mind, you can always ask it, hey, I want more detail. So for instance, this product or service here doesn't have a lot of detail on us, but we'll see what it comes up with, right? It helps us, we'll say rewrite, oh my gosh, my fingers by the end of the day, the product section in more detail, explaining that we use flour from France because we're fancy over here. And all
fancy. Fancy.
Yeah, we're fancy. And all vegan ingredients.
And we love local.
And we'll say, and we are fancy, right? We'll see what it says. So you can always go back and ask it, give me something else.
This is so cool. Holy cow.
Both
Yeah,
visually stunning and delicious.
we get afraid that it
What?
replace jobs, and it might, but it's also like, well, it makes me look better at work and you and everybody.
Well,
You-
the thing is,
Yep.
the people who made OpenAI, they're actually working at the same time. A lot of these AI labs together, their top thinkers, are actually working on universal basic income at the same time, because we've always thought it was going to be the robots that take over, you know, all the fast food jobs are going to go away. And yeah, there are robots, but what's really happening, as you'll see as we go through, is this is taking over high thinking positions. So another thing to be thinking about for yourself, right? What does that mean for the future? I have no idea. It's going to be wild though. But you can see it gave us some more information. It made it look a little nicer. It added some words here. We don't have to spend a half hour trying to think, how do I rewrite this to make it sound like what I want? We just told it and it did it.
And Melissa, oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead, Sarah.
Like Melissa, you can be like, okay, do the same thing, but for like an Instagram header, or write the same thing for a Facebook about section. So like, as
Wow.
as you're building your brand and you're thinking, okay, I need to be on all these platforms, or, you know, press release, whatever, you can have it even just rewrite that section into different applications.
Yep. Yeah,
So-
that's a really good point too. Yeah, and we can ask
equally-
for a different length, you know, you say, I need this to be 300 words, or I need this to be shorter, or, you know, ask it to create anything new from any section. So I want to make sure we get enough time to go through some things. I think we have like an hour and a half for the class. I like to keep things around an hour because everybody starts burning out, and then we can have questions if we want, but we'll just keep moving through. So okay, we saw it make a business plan for us. Obviously, if we give them more information, whatever we give it, the more we put in, the better quality of things we're going to get out of it. But I wanted to make us a marketing calendar right now, which is similar to a plan. You can ask it to make a marketing plan. What would my marketing plan look like? A formal one. It'll write one for you. But I want an actual calendar. I feel like so many times people don't know what to do every day. If you just tell me what to do today, I'll do it. But I don't want to sit and think about what I'm supposed to do today. So we're going to now take our prompt here, and we're going to ask it to write us a marketing calendar. And we already know we do email newsletters, we do social media, and we do texts to people. And I only have the capacity or bandwidth to do 2 activities a day. And I want 4 weeks of activities. I want to plan out my whole month, right? Now, included in here, we could probably say something like, make sure to add activities for, what would like a national cupcake day on the 15th, right? So if you had like special things going on, you wanted to make sure that it remembered for you. All right, now we just sit back and we relax. We open our Dr. Pepper is what we do. So it's gonna make our whole calendar for us. And now we know what we're supposed to do every day, how to do marketing, right? It's gonna give us 2 activities every day. It's gonna take a minute to generate all this, but I'll let it go for a bit. There's this nice button it added now, stop generating. So if it seems on the wrong path, you can always stop generating and reprompt it. Or if you're like, I don't want to wait, I just needed this little bit, you can always stop generating. But you can see here, create a Facebook event for National Cupcake Day and invite all our followers to come in and celebrate with us, right? It's gonna give you all of these great ideas, which is fantastic in itself. I mean, this is jaw-dropping in itself, but wait, it gets better. So we're gonna say stop generating because we're just gonna, you guys get the point, right? In the interest of time. Now, all right, Wednesday, send out text message to customers who've opted into our text messaging program announcing a flash sale on red velvet cupcakes for the day. All right, so week 1, Wednesday, write the text for week 1, Wednesday. And here you go. This is what you can send out. But maybe I don't like that enough. Maybe I think like, you know, I'm too fancy. I want to write that fancier. So we can say rewrite that with fancier language. I don't know. We'll just make stuff up here. Greetings, small connoisseurs of confectionery delights, right? How wonderful is that? It's like perfect. It's so awesome, you guys. This thing is so awesome. Ah, look, it's giving us hashtags we could use for it. It's helping us. So no longer are you sitting there going, I don't know what I'm supposed to say to people. You could tell it your tone. You could say, our company is very upbeat, happy, vibrant, youthful, fun, whatever. And it's going to write all of your things in that tone for you. You could say, rewrite that wittier. See if it has something witty. I love, look, it helped you create a code. You're like, oh yeah, that would be a good code. RVCC. All right.
Flash in the pan.
Flash. in the
Treat
pan.
yourself. Treat yourself. This is
So you
good.
so you get the idea, right? All right. So like Sarah was saying, like let's do this newsletter. So week 1 Monday. Now write week 1 Monday.
Wait, I don't think you're in the
Oh,
box.
did it not type?
There we
Sorry, the Zoom thing is over my thing. So now rewrite week 1 Monday. I should say right. You don't need to rewrite it. Sorry, I messed you up, AI. But see, he knew. She knew. It knew. Whatever. Happy Monday, Sweet Tooth. I would never think of calling my customer Sweet Tooth, but that's amazing. Happy Monday, Sweet Tooth. Oh, it's rewriting the one. Right Monday, week 1 newsletter. So now we can ask it, hey, I don't like this subject. I need a different subject. So we could say, like, pretend it's written everything. We say, rewrite the subject for higher engagement. We want to have more people click on it.
And I'll even say, give me a couple options for like.
Yeah, exactly. That was exactly what I was going to say next is maybe you hate that one too. So you say, write 5 more with more happy feelings.
Because sometimes I'll mix and match out of the 5. Like, oh, I like this, but then this part. It's smarter than me.
So you can see what's happening here, you guys. Like, this is going to do all that brain work for you. Obviously, go in, read it, change text as you want. It'll write your Facebook post. It'll write your Instagram post. It's going to write your newsletters. It's going to write your text. It's going to write all that stuff. All right, any questions on that so far before we move on to the next section? I'm gonna open up the thing here and see if I see everybody. How's everybody doing? Good? Okay. All right. Moving on then. All right, so we already asked you to rewrite it, some specific. We can ask it for the titles, like I said. We can ask for copy that would get most engagement. That's a good one. Things I've had to do is, write me 5 titles for a YouTube video around my business doing XYZ that would get high engagement of over 50,000 views. And it'll tell you, I can't guarantee engagement, but here's best, or here's what, what would generate a lot of engagement. Who knows if it works, right? Gotta stick throughout the spaghetti, stick it to the wall and see, but it has taken in a lot of data and is able to give back some good ideas. All right, so we did a business plan, we did a marketing calendar. Now let's do a little bit of SEO. We need some keywords for our business, right? We want to be able to put our metadata into our website. We want to have good titles for our website pages. We also need these keywords, maybe because we're going to put them in our product descriptions on our website. So let's come over here and say, let's give it, oh, did it go? Oh, there we go. What are the high value keywords for this business? They'll be Google friendly and help me rank higher on Google. Do you see how I'm wording that? I'm telling it just like an employee, right? If I had an employee, I wouldn't tell the employee, what are my keywords? I would say, hey, I want to be on Google. And I want to rank high on Google. So what are the keywords I need for that? You just need to talk to it just the same way, very specific about what you want back. It's going to give us some keywords. We're going to come back over here. We're going to get some long tail keywords because those actually are really helpful when we're trying to get people to find us. And for even for our Google ads, right? On Google ads, you're paying for your keywords. This is going to help us. Or if you're doing anything on Etsy or Amazon, you could say, what are keywords for my XYZ product that would rank high on Etsy, that would rank high on Amazon? So here's some long tail keywords. Go ahead.
Oh, and really quickly, it doesn't have the capability right now. I don't know if it's going to change, but you can't put in a website and say, go look at this. And then,
Oh, I'm going to show you something about that.
did you figure? Okay. I was like, go look at this. And it's like,
Yeah.
I can't, but maybe I didn't.
Yeah, I'm going to show you something about that in just a second.
Okay.
All right, so see, it's giving us some long tail keywords. Now, what else can we do with keywords? Well, we write things with them, right? We need all of our descriptions to include it. We need to write blogs with it. We start writing blogs using our keywords. We're able to take those, put them on our website. Google thinks, hey, you're an authority in the subject. Now, a little disclaimer here is that as of right now, Google, of course, they're already developing their own AI, but they don't want their whole website dominated by AI created content. Oh, just 1 minute, my dog, hold on 1 second. That's why you have children with a dog in the afternoon. So get the dog. So we're gonna take these keywords and we're gonna tell it, hey, I wanna make a blog, because if we start putting blogs on our website, we'll start ranking higher right now. Now, there already is talk, they're already working on encrypting some of the AI with a watermark. That way, you know, Google will recognize that it's AI written. I'm sure you've seen there are public school districts like the school district of New York that won't let kids use ChatGPT in the school. It's been banned because obviously it can write your book reports, it can write all your stuff for you. You know, academics is going to change completely. Everything is going to change as we know it over that, like from here on out. It's going to be pre-AI and after AI world. But for right now, you can do this and Google is not going to penalize you for it. So we want to say, what are some blog titles for my business using the long tail keywords? So we'll get some titles first and then we'll see, do any of those sound good for us? Let's have it write the blog for us, right? So we don't want to spend our whole life writing all of this stuff. We just want to get the content, put it on so Google sees it and their little spiders crawl through it and it ranks us higher. All right, we like number 4. So we're going to say write the blog for number 4. And isn't that amazing? Like it'll know, we can stop generating here. For number 4, it'll know which one we're talking about. It'll know, oh, you mean what we were just talking about? Sure, here's the blog for it. So we can take all the information from there, we can copy it, put it over, of course, edit it, read it, check it. Remember, biases can happen, hallucinations can happen. We aren't just all trusting to it yet. I'm sure there will be a day when we will, but look at that, French flower. It's going to explain to us about French flower. I didn't have to tell it anything. It knows we're fancy. Here's what we want to do. Make a thing. Wonderful. And it's going to use some of our words in here. Just seeing if I can see any of the long tails in here without going up and looking. But all right. So any questions on any of that so far? Everybody doing good? Is everybody playing on their ChatGPT 3 now? And if you're gonna be like me, when I first saw this, I didn't sleep, I think, for 4 nights. I couldn't. I was too excited about what.
That's how I feel. Yeah.
Yeah. What am I gonna do with my life now? This is
it's like
crazy.
it's like hiring a personal assistant to literally organize your thoughts. And that's exactly what I need in my phase right now. So I'm super grateful. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. You're welcome. All right. So let me get to the next slide here. All right, so things we can do with those keywords, like I talked about, blog, descriptions, product titles. So say you are selling something on Amazon or Etsy and you want a good title for it, you know, write me a title for my product using these keywords. That is optimized for Amazon, that's optimized for Etsy, etc. right? Your websites, all that stuff. So here is a prompt I got from, obviously this has been all the talk of the town and a lot of the groups I'm in. One of the groups I'm in is the Facebook leaders group. It's like 1,500 of us from around the country that Meta picked to be in this group together. And so of course we're all sharing all the cool things we're doing with it. And it occurred to me when I saw this that, you know, you could actually give it very specific theories, very specific framework for business and marketing principles, and it'll give you back things to those theories and frameworks. So we're going to take this one here. So this is saying, using the problem agitate solve framework, write an email marketing campaign that identifies the most painful problem faced by ideal customer and agitates the issue to show why it is a bad situation, then present our product as the logical solution to the problem. All right, you would go in and you can change, you know, where it's in brackets. We're going to leave the brackets in. I think it has enough information. It's going to be able to tell us. So it's going to write us an email that's going to be very compelling, right? It's going to show the project problem, make people upset about it, and solve it for us. Yeah, that is a problem. I'm tired of spending my money on disappointing bakery treats.
Really though. Nothing ruins your day like a bad croissant.
Mm-hmm. So again, if you know, don't have a business background or anything, you can start going and, you know, looking at some theories and some frameworks of what are the ways that people are selling, right? What are those called? And asking it to do that for you. Pretty impressive, I think. We're here to solve your bakery woes. Oh, yes. Oh, look, and use the code SweetTooth at checkout, right? It's helping you get that customer retention and that new customer and so forth going on. So I thought that was really cool. It hadn't really occurred to me until I saw that, oh, wow, it can actually create things. I know that it can create things, and I think maybe it's this next slide. We can have it create all kinds of things like in people's voices. You know, you could ask it to write it in the style of Shakespeare and it'll write it for you that way. You could, if it has enough data on somebody, it can write, it can even write for you. It is going to be a scary world. It's going to be a very scary world in some ways. So you can train it on your tweets. So there's an app that connects to Twitter. I forgot about this until just now. There's an app that connects to Twitter right now, your Twitter. It's going to read your tweets, and then it's going to just push out tweets as if they were written by you. So like if you saw a tweet by somebody, you could just have the ChatGPT do the reply to it, which is crazy. You could have it create ones of its own because it's starting to learn how you speak and who you are. Yeah, that's crazy. So, all right, so what can I do for my business? Here's a list of things we went over. Here's some down here that I really wanted to touch on for a quick second. How-tos. If you don't know how to do something in your business, listen, you don't even have to call me anymore. Please do, but you don't have to. You can just ask ChatGPT. You can say, how do I do XYZ? Here's my problem. Just like you would talk to, you know, me or anybody else. You say, I'm losing money right now. My business is struggling in the economy. I do XYZ, blah, 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 blah. What are some ideas I could do to generate money this week or next month? Or what should I be doing to turn my company around, right? And it'll start giving you ideas and what you should be doing, which is really impressive. Or how do you do something in your business, even down to how do I make a website? How do I, what else would you need to make? How do I make a flyer? How do I make things, right? It's going to tell you step by step what you need to be doing. Or you can ask it for product things. Sarah has a great story about that, but you can ask it for products for your business. You can say, hey, I want to do a text app, like a customer retention text app, and be able to text my customers. What are some good products I should use? It might give you a generic kind of thing at first, and then say, well, okay, based on that criteria, what do you recommend? And then it's going to list out ones it recommends. I mean, we found all kinds of things that way. Sarah, tell them what you know, how you've been using it that way.
Yeah, so like personally, you know, I'm on TikTok like 3 or 4 hours a day, of course. So, you know, I'm following all the skincare ones, and I was like, oh, okay, vitamin C oil, you know, and I was asking it, what are the benefits of vitamin C oil? Okay, what qualifies as a good one? Like, what are the specifications I should be looking for? And then it told me, and then I was like, okay, what are the top 3 recommended ones? Gave me that. And then I was like, okay, well, a little cheaper. And then I was even able, I had an Ulta gift card. I was like, okay, give me ones that are available at Ulta. And so through this process, I was able to, you know, kind of take what I was influenced on TikTok, with this information and make a purchase. So it kind of helped me wade through everything and just give me the information.
Yeah, you can see how everything's going to change. Shopping, I mean, everything's going to change. It will also write classes for you. So I had asked it, hey, I want to do a class on proof of concept. You know, give me the outline for it. It gave me an outline. Now I went in, changed what I wanted, the pieces that, you know, I was like, that's too advanced, or we just need to focus more on this. But then you ask it more in detail, write the script for it, right? It'll tell you exactly what to say. So that's a really cool thing too here over here. You can say, write me a YouTube script for my business. And you can ask it for ideas. What YouTube should I do? And it's going to tell you, here's how you're going to film it. Here's what you're going to say. Here's how it's going to go. And you're like, you have no excuse anymore not to be working on your marketing and being visible and your branding and your business. You could ask it to help you with the branding. You could ask it, you know, to help you with products. I had one client, they make soda drinks. And so we were asking it, well, what, and they're themed soda drinks. Hey, what would some good titles be for soda drinks under this theme? And it gave us a bunch of titles. And then we asked it, okay, what would the recipe be that goes with that? And it gave us the recipe as well. So you can see if you're limited by what you can think of. Really, it all comes down to, can you think of what you need? Can you tell it what you need and let it tell you back? But look at this. I mean, the voiceover, the cut to footage, all this stuff. There's no reason not to be doing stuff anymore.
I even used it on the side of the road because my car broke down and I was like, what is this blue crust all over my battery? And it told me, and it told me what to do. And
there you go.
It's there for you.
Outstanding.
Too.
There for you when you're in crisis.
Yeah.
And it can create courses and things. So if you're a business where, you know, you want to create courses to go. Now, that said, classes and courses, I mean, you can really see how that's going to be irrelevant very, very soon, right? Everybody out that's doing, you know, course creation, and I'm going to teach you how to be an expert in your field and things. Now you have the expert of all experts that you're able to interact with one-on-one for free, who's then able to design whatever it is that you need. So be thinking about those kind of things, you guys, as you are moving forward in your businesses. Things are going to be changing. That doesn't mean that all opportunity is lost. It means just start looking for what are the gaps of opportunity that you need. All right, so some other fun things it can do besides the stuff we saw today. So ask it how to do something. You know, hey, I want to bake a souffle. How do I do that? Give me a recipe. Walk me through it. Oh, well, is this pan, could I use this pan instead? Could I use this temperature instead? I don't have this. Could I do that? Right? It's like a great grandma living with you, helping you make something in the kitchen if you want. It can do coding. So for coders right now, they're all loving it because everybody's using it. I mean, ChatGPT has been down pretty much for the last like week and a half. It's been really hard to get on because the whole world knows about it and everybody's using it to do their jobs, including coders. So if, you know, you could say, make me a bouncing ball game using, I don't know, JavaScript, or, you know, whatever language you wanted to, it's going to actually write out the code for you, which is really incredible. I've been watching it pass like the Google coding interview questions in a matter of minutes, which would take an interviewer 45 minutes if they ever got to even the hardest question and were able to figure it out. So you can see where that's also going. It's the first program that's able to take text, what we're saying to it, and give us the code back for it. Now, we've always been able to say, like, code something for me, you know, or how would I do this? But we've never been able to say, make me a game like Pac-Man and give me the code for it. It's not all the way to that level yet where it can do the full front to end, but you can do in pieces front to end. So it's just a matter of time. It can make spreadsheets. Oh, go ahead, Sarah.
Oh, I was going to say, I think I've heard of some developers being like, my code is broken somewhere in this, fix it. And it will, or it'll find the error, something that you're like, oh my God, where is it?
Yeah, when Elon Musk was going crazy on the employees over at Twitter and saying, you know, provide me 3 pieces of relevant code you've provided to this organization, they were using ChatGPT to get the code, like, what would I have done this week, and getting snippets of code. It's terrible. The world is changing so fast. But it can make spreadsheets. I haven't dove into all of that yet, but I have witnessed it. So it can do all kinds of crazy cool things with spreadsheets. It can do meal plans. So, I said, hey, I'm 5'4", I weigh this much. I want to do a Mediterranean diet. Give me a meal plan for the week. It gave me the meal plan for the week. Hey, I don't like this. Okay, it removed it. Hey, give me the recipes. Now give me the grocery list. Like, you can ask it to customize to whatever you're looking for that way, which is kind of nice. It can help you set goals. So, I've just been trying to play with it at every opportunity I can to see what needs it can fulfill. So one night I was saying, oh man, I really want to be a better mom. I've been a mom for 25 years. I want to be a better mom. So let's ask it, can you help me be a better mom? Just ask it, say, yeah, do you want to set a goal together? Okay, sure. What are some good ideas? And it gave me a bunch of different ideas for goals. And then I picked one and then it was like, okay, what are the activities that go around this goal? And it wrote out all the activities and it was just very supportive and loving and warm. And you're like, whoa, this is, you can just see where it's going. It's absolutely incredible. It said, do you want me to hold you accountable? You can come back here every night at 8 o'clock and check in and we can discuss how the day went. I'm like, oh, this
Whoa.
is getting, yeah.
Little
this
too
is getting
personal, bud.
intense.
This is like Megan.
Yeah, I didn't see Megan, no, nor will I, but yeah.
It,
So
it was great.
it was scary. So you can see how it's not just business that it can help you with. It can help you with other things. It'll write screenplays, it'll write stories. I asked it, I watch a lot of really crappy TV, as Sarah can attest to. And so I said, what would a good reality TV show be for a middle-aged mom that hasn't been done before? And it wrote one, and it wrote the script and everything. And I went, I would watch that. That's pretty incredible. That was
Please share.
incredible.
Please share. I need to read it.
So you can have it do style imitations like I talked about. You can ask it to repeat something back in a certain person's voice or in a different tone, or write that back like you were living in the 1800s, or write that back as an expert is a good one too. Not just in some sort of mockery tone or just for curiosity, but write that as if you were an expert in this field, and it'll write back to you. It'll do poems, lyrics, love notes, right? You can train it on your own data set. As I've shown, you can give it templates, but you can also, and this is something I haven't dove into either, but I have seen it happen, and it is one of the best things it does. It will create chatbots for your company. It will, like I say, read through your emails, reply to emails. You can train it on your own set of information. Now, that's not through this component. That's still through OpenAI, but it's through the sandbox, so more the development side. And that side has a lot more that you can do. You can actually take API keys from there and build products on this. It's a free open source right now. On that note, with all the apps popping up, I want to show you guys ChatGPT for Google. So I've got, here's my Google. I've got extensions up here. I have ChatGPT for Google up here. So I can say something like, I don't know, what is a good class to learn ChatGPT? GPT. Oh, it's saying I need to log in here. Let's see if it'll work. Oh, I don't know why it's not doing it. So what happens is over here is actually ChatGPT, and it gives us their answers as well. So it's like you're working with ChatGPT at the same time that you're working with Google. I'm not sure why it's telling me I need to log in. I don't know if it's because I already have the one open or what, but it was working last night. What is Skillshare? And pass Cloudflare check. I don't know what Cloudflare check is. Okay, well, it does work. I don't know why it's not working right now. Who knows? It was working for me the last several days at night. So when you search something in Google, if you have the extension, it's called Google for ChatGPT. It's just an extension you add onto your Chrome. It'll pull up the ChatGPT here. So while you're working over here, you're able to see what it's telling you over here, and it's reading the internet with you, which is pretty awesome. And you can just interact with it right over here. There are other apps. If you just start searching apps are being made every day because it's open source and they have that API key. So people are running as fast as their little legs will carry them to monetize this or to provide a product that hopefully could be monetized in the future. So some things like there's an app where you can put it on your phone. So it's just a text number on your phone. So when you open up your texts, you're actually texting ChatGPT, but it's through your actual text. It's a number. There's all kinds of apps, like I say, the ones that read your email and can respond, the Twitter ones, lots of cool stuff happening in the world of apps. And I'm sure every week there's going to be more coming out. So just keep looking, right? Stay up to date, see what's going on. What else do we have for you today? All right, a special note. One thing I wanted to make sure I touched on before we wrapped up here was text to image. Has everybody heard of text to image, or yes, no, maybe so? Raise your hand. I don't know.
Possibly, but I can't remember.
Okay, so text to image is just like ChatGPT, except it's not through ChatGPT. There's several different ones. Here are 3 different ones. This one is in Canva. So even Canva now has a text to image app inside of it that you can use. This one is made with Midjourney, which is an image creator, and this one is made with DALL-E 2, which is another image creator. DALL-E 2 is made by the same people that made ChatGPT. So that one's made by OpenAI. You can just search for these and find their place. Google just released one called Muse, but it's shut down. They only let so many people in. I'm sure it's going to open back up very soon. This year's going to be wild, you guys. I'm so excited. So here's one I made out of Canva. I was like, hey, I want a picture of a robot. And this is what, and I wanted it in an animation style or cartoon style. I don't remember. Canva, then what happens is it actually creates this. So it's not going and finding like a stock image. It's not, scouring the web for something. It's been trained on images, and it's able to take just the same way you would say, like, paint me a flower with a house in the background. My brain knows what a house is and my brain knows what a flower is, and it would just start making it. And you tell it exactly what you want. You tell the style you want, all those things. So this one was Canva. This one I asked for a mother bird with 2 baby birds under her wings. I don't know, I was feeling very motherly, and I've got 2 littles at home still, and I wanted to see if it would make something I could maybe print and put on my wall, or what it would look like. And I said, make it ultra realistic. And it gave me these very bright and vibrant, and they're just so beautiful. I love them. And then this was made with DALL-E 2. Again, I wanted a picture of a robot working with a business or something like that. I don't remember exactly what my prompt was, but I mean, look at the detail of things that it created. That's just what it's thinking and creating right then and there, which is this guy with his hair, and he's a little scary, but you get the idea. You can ask it whatever you want. So that's called text to image. You're going to see that coming up a lot everywhere. Some things people are doing right now, of course, right? What's the first thing a human brain says? How do I monetize things? So they're having ChatGPT write children's books or write little short stories, and then they're running over to text to image, to Midjourney or DALL-E 2 and saying, make the images for the scene for my book, and they're putting together books and selling. Really great right now. If you were to jump in, you might make a little bit of money. Even my brother was calling me the other night. He's a big bodybuilder, weightlifter that works out at Area 51, saying, hey sis, I have an idea. And I'm like, that's great, but everybody and their grandmother is doing this right now, and how many people are going to be buying these books, right? So things to think about, fun things to do. Another thing you could do with text to image is you could say, how it was making our social media posts, you could say, well, what would be a good image that would go with that text? Go put it into Midjourney and see what Midjourney comes up with. You could even ask ChatGPT, hey, write me the prompt for that image for Midjourney, and have it write you what it's thinking, you should type. Because with the text to AI, it's still the biggest barrier is the communication. You being able to communicate exactly what you want, and then getting variants back of what you want. But then you have your image, and you have your text, and there's your social, or there's your newsletter, or there's whatever it is that you're looking for. So really, really fun thing to go play with. And that's the class. I'm going to come back here and check in and see how everybody's feeling, and if we're all terrified yet that they're coming to get us. How's
Hey, Amber,
everybody doing?
Amber, you might answer this. Is this free to all?
Yeah, so right now, everything I mentioned is free. There is some sort of beta, which, you know, why don't we go look at it right now? I did get a notification that there was a Chat GPT Beta Pro version, and I noticed this on my account today, but I didn't want to open it up in case we got kicked off. So yeah, okay, I'm interested in the professional plan. I've already let it know, hey, I will pay for this gladly every month. This is something to me that is so important. I don't mind paying for, if it means that I get to have faster and I don't get kicked off and I get longer. One of the things that happens, I should mention, when you generate with the AI, it can only output so much capacity, right? That's what kind of keeps it fair for everybody. You wouldn't want it to do like 5,000 pages at once. But what you can do when it stops is say, keep regenerating, and it'll regenerate the next section, and then the next section, the next section. So yeah, right now, everything is free.
This is really good to see too, because I think if you aren't familiar on the call, what happens with the free, it's called a freemium model. And so they're starting us out. They want us to use it. So we're all free. And we say, hey, yep, we are interested in paying for it. So what's going to happen is that over the next 2 years, year even, before you know it, this is not going to be available for free. So I do like just really think we should all take advantage of this. I'm first though. I call dibs.
Yeah, definitely run and take advantage of it. And just like I say, play around with it, you know, let your brain start thinking, what are my pain points in my business? I hear from so many of you guys, you know, the marketing is the hardest part. I would do social media, but I don't know what to put every day. I'm nervous to put myself out there. I don't want to take videos of this. Let it tell you what to make and just copy and paste it. Or if it says, hey, make this video for TikTok, make the video for TikTok, right? Sometimes it's easier if we're following directions instead of it coming from us. We actually seem to accomplish more that way. Let it do your higher level thinking for you in those terms too, and let it organize your thoughts for you. You can ask it really complex things. You can say, hey, I've got this and this and this and this and this and this and this. How should I prioritize it? Let it work with you on stuff. It's there. And the more that you're giving it, I mean, it is taking everything we're saying and learning off of all of us humans, right? Learning what's important to us and what we're looking for.
That's so scary.
And it's just going to get better and better. So
yes, better. Yes, that's the word we're going with.
Yep. Yeah, you don't even want to know. If you really want to like get into it, follow Dr. Alan Thompson on YouTube. Follow like Lex Friedman on YouTube, and you can really see where it's going. I mean, they already have where it's going to be basically connected to us, right?
Oh my
so
gosh.
Everybody's going to be super intelligent, which will be really weird, because then you wonder, well, what part of personality is there? And I don't know. It's going really crazy directions, and I'm really excited to see how it all plays out. I hope you guys are too. I hope this wasn't terrifying, but exciting.
Well,
I want you guys to feel that excitement.
Yeah, that's what's so hard, is that I do feel that excitement. I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like this is the most excited I've been about the internet since like 10 years. And so that's very, very exhilarating, but then equally terrifying. I think we all are in that boat. Over the last 30 years, we've seen how technology has grown and we've lived it. And so now it is terrifying. We don't know it. It's changed. So we do just need to do the best we can to understand it and have it work for us. I think that's always the biggest key, is have it work for us and not work against us.
Yeah.
And we're all in this together.
Yeah, we're all in this together. And
Amen.
I mean, it has the potential to solve so many things for us. Medicine, physics, right? It has the potential to solve so many things for us. So it's really
brain tornadoes.
An exciting time to live. All right. Any other questions, anybody? I know everybody's got stuff to do and I don't want to keep everybody, but I'm here to answer any questions if you have any. I'm really grateful you guys all showed up and played with me today on this fun stuff, and good to see a lot of you again.
And
thanks for hosting.
Yeah. I put the link to our class calendar in the chat. We're going to have more great classes in February. We are going to have a product development class. It's not up yet, but it's coming. And we are also doing Lunch and Learn with UTA on their program, the Disadvantaged. Oh, I just had it right in my head. Disadvantaged I
Go
just
check the website. It's there.
Yeah, it's a program, it's a program that if you are a disadvantaged business owner, woman, minority, veteran, anything in that category, you can get the certification, and it has a lot of benefits with it, and you have potential to work on state and federal contracts. So that is on the website, and I will remember the name next time. So
Yeah,
many,
that would be a good one.
but yeah.
All right, you guys, any other questions? We're all good? Well, you're free to go. I'll stick around for a few minutes if you want to hang out and, maybe you have something you don't want to share